Hey guys, Editing Joker here, and before we get to whatever video I put this in front of, I just want to remind you guys that we are doing another cash prize giveaway for the 2-year anniversary that is coming up. So the link to the Google form that you can fill out will be in the video description. It will be guess all of the units that are coming out for the 2-year Annie between like the free-to-play and summonable protectors, and then the free-to-play and summonable battle units. The instructions will be on the form. The cash prize right now is up to $500, and all you need to do is guess a few characters' names and what their typings will be. So it's fairly simple, but try and do it, right? Because it's free money, right? So be sure to put your answers in the form that's in the description. Have fun with it, and then once the anniversary is, mostly done, we know all the units, I will reach out to whoever wins. There are some other questions on the form as well that you have to answer in order for me to, pay you and contact you. But hey, this is supposed to be fun, right? I like to do these giveaways. I like to reward, my subscribers for, still being here and still playing the game 2 years in. So yeah, let's have some fun, guys. Link in the video description, but let's get on with, like I said, whatever video I put this in front of. Bye, guys. Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and it is time to do the skill fusion for Raphael. So it turns his stun and then personal stun strike 40% into a stun and in a category specific stun strike that goes back up to 40%, but instead of being himself, it is any New Year's Blessing or Otherworld Legend unit. So, because we are currently in the Otherworld Legend meta, this would be a good time to use it to buff a high damage character like the new Veldora, because I literally just got done recording his showcase, and we did this stage, and we're going to do it again, because I just enjoy pain and suffering. So, if you missed that video, because it's probably been a couple days since his showcase went up versus this video actually going out, Veldora at max stacks with all the Light 3.0 buffs going on did like 2.6 million damage on his EX ult, with his weakness buff and his 50% extra ult damage buildup alongside the light buff and the attack buff and all that stuff. That's really good damage. But now we're going to get an extra 40% stun strike on him because he is Otherworld Legend. So Raphael's turned into a really, really good support unit for these two categories. So let's go ahead and get him leveled up, and then we'll just jump right into EX5 Tempered Edge, and we'll just do that one fight because it's the only one that really matters, right? So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, the same exact team, the same exact way we're going to do this is that we have Shuna, Milim for the attack buff and orb changing, Megamine for the 80% ult buff, which will stack on top of Veldora's 50%, and her orb changing. Raphael is now a pure support unit in the slot because he was stunning and he was giving Pierce at the time. And then his personal stun strike didn't matter during the Veldora showcase because he wasn't giving it to Veldora. Well, now he is. So now Veldora, on top of having all of the buffs from everyone on this team, will now have an extra 40% stun strike, and I'm fairly confident that's going to push him above 3 million damage if we get the correct setup again. And then Valentine is here to ensure that we can stun and have the green orb change and the light buff and all that. So this team may or may not take a few runs to do because God loves me. RNGesus praise shines on me. So we're going to come back on turn 2 in the event that we have a good starting hand and then a good turn 2. So yeah, because turn 1 is just the orb change to Megamine. You guys don't really care about that, do you? So hold on. Alright, we got a good turn 2 right here, so we're looking good. This is the first run, so can't get my hopes too high yet, but it is what it is. So we've got the extra ult gauge for the highest attacking unit, which is Veldora still. We're going to turn this off for now, and then we're just going to pray that we can get enough stacks of Shuna to actually get Veldora's EX ult while sending a few orbs of him here and there. We're going to bring Megamine in for Valentine, I guess, and use her orb change again. We do need to use Veldora 5 times. We got to use the Vengeance 5 times to get that maxed out ult damage right here, which will stack alongside Megamine. So it is a process. We do need a bit of RNG for orbs to go our way, because we can't be triple orb changing every turn, because it's going to get really expensive really fast. And then I just don't have any points for the Vengeance. I mean, we can work with this. We can work with this. It's not great, but we can. So we can bring Milim in for Raphael, and then turn all those into blues, and then use Vengeance, and we have just enough to do the orb change with Megamine. There we go. And then we'll swap Valentine back in for Milim so we can keep her in the back and make sure her orb change is nice and pristine. And then this will get Veldora's ult, be looking good, and then we just need a few more stacks of Shuna before he gets the EX ult, but we're going to continue to stack him anyways because we want that extra power, right? So turn 3, okay, come on. I mean, we can still make it work. It can still work, so we'll get a little bit more. This gets Veldora to 1.5. Okay, we'll get another stack of him here, and then we will take him out for Raphael. Yes. Alright, we'll do that. We'll bring Milim in for Valentine. And we're going to steal and then use the orb change again. And that should be a full hand of blues. Correct? Okay. Just now we don't have Milim in the back to kind of get us out of sticky situations. But we do have a lot of points, and we do have Max Shuna, which is another 16... 32% alt gauge for Veldora. Alright, that's unfortunate because we could have used Milim to change all those, but okay. Whatever, we can still make it work. We can still do it, guys! Thankfully, Milim has no orbs, so we can just swap him in and have no real bearing on the hand, which is good, because his ult would mess something up, probably. So there's that, there's that. We can get another stack with Veldora. Alright. And so we're up to 3 stacks now, only 2 more. We'll bring Valentine in, we'll use her orb change, and then we'll use Megamine, and there's another full hand of blues. Alright, this is working out. Now, this is unfortunate, though. Like, I do not want a bunch of Megamine orbs, because I don't want her ult, because I can't send it, because she's my primary orange orb changer, but she stuns herself after she ults, so this means now I just can't ult, unless I want to pray that I get good RNG. So, what do I do here? I don't really know. Well, that's interesting. Veldora, you can come in for this right here, and then I think we just send everything and pray. So, another stack. This will finish up Veldora's EX ult. Perfect. And then we can do another stack, so we're up to 4 now. And then we'll get him out of here for Milim. I think I am gonna send all these. I'm just gonna deal with it. Really, is that the smartest thing to do? Is it? We're gonna pray, and if this is my undoing, then we're just gonna make a cut, and we'll come back on turn 6. We'll find out. We will find out. All right, Megamine is stunned. 36k from Raphael. All right, whatever. We do have max points. Please don't be a Megamine hand. Damn it. Damn it. Alright. Well. Oh, actually, no, hold on. No, ooh, no, we can't swap Megamine out. We'd have to swap Raphael. Alright, so another stack on. This will be the final stack of Vengeance right here, so we're good there. So this has actually worked out fairly well. We'll take Veldora out after we use this, his weakness damage buff. Seal the defense, which, I mean, technically we could probably nuke now and we'd be fine, because we still have all the other buffs that we could use, but now it's not. So let's take you out now, and then... I think we just send the Megamines and just get them out of here. Alright, yeah, that worked out fairly well. Okay. So yeah, we should actually be ready to go next turn. So we'll do this orb change and Megamine's orb change. Or Milim's orb change, sorry. Milim's orb change. And I think we'll... think we'll hold on to this stack right here. Because we'll get a double stack, and that'll actually put us up to 10 stacks. So this, actually, yeah, we worked out pretty well. Perfect. We have enough points, right? Yeah. Alright. And Megumin has an ult next turn, which means that we will have a guaranteed orb for her, which means that we can use her ult buff and then send her away, unless she dies here. Because Veldora's counter happy. Please don't kill her. Please don't kill anyone. I swear to God, don't do it. 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 Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank God that Megumin has a fucking orb. This is what would happen during the Veldora showcase, is that I would get here, and either Megumin would have died, or I have this, and it's not Megumin who has an ult, it's someone else that I can't swap out because I need a buff. And then Veldora would have no orb to bring in. That was my life, and it was all about to be my life again. Thankfully, it's not. We just can't see his normal orb damage. But let's go ahead. Let's count our blessings. So let us ult buff here. That is 80% plus the 50 that has been stacked up. We will bring Veldora in for Megumin. Perfect. Alright, so we can check that right here. So we have the 50 plus the 80, because one's permanent and one is temporary. And now we can use the other buffs. So we will do the light buff and seal his stun resistance. Perfect. And then we'll get Valentine out of here. And we'll do Raphael. And then we'll use the skill fused skill. So now stun is 100%, and then New Year's Blessing and Otherworld Legend Force characters stun strike 40% for 2 turns. This will now apply to Veldora, and then we will pierce him and ult resist down him, and then we will do the attack buff and light resistance down, and that should be all the buffs, because he already has the weakness damage buff, plus 2 more stacks. So this will do even more than his actual showcase, because we only had 9 stacks there, and now we're going to have 10. So I am very confident that we're going to do over 3 million damage here, especially with Milim, who's going to lower his pierce resistance even better. And we have a full hand, actually. So, Veldora has 130% ult damage. He has the 100% pierce power and stun strike from the Shuna stacks. He has his own weakness strike buff, 80%. He has a 6% light buff. He now has the extra 40% stun strike from Raphael with the pierce rate and a 45% attack buff. And then Veldora over here has the ult resistance down and then the light resistance down. Plus 15 stacks of vengeance, just for funsy onesies. So, let's go ahead and send these, and then we will see how much damage Veldora does now. And we'll put his ult back on. There we go. So Milim's gonna lower the pierce resistance, which will mean we'll do even more damage, which is good. The only way this could be better is if we had like Valentine's ult as well, because she lowers defense, I think? Something like that? I haven't watched this ult in a long time. Alright. Milim does 321. Alright, that's fair. 52k, 104, something like that. 106. Alright, Veldora. Can you do 3 million damage here? It'd be really cool if you did. It'd be really cool if you did 3 million. I have high hopes for you, sir. High hopes. With your outstunning smash. And we do 3.6 million damage. Ooh, I undersold that, man. We are on our way to 4. Alright, I mean, that's pretty good. That's a lot of damage. And on a team where you're meant to do a lot of damage, he works wonderfully. If you get, the RNG to, orb change and get his vengeance stacks on, then yes. He is a fantastic DPS/support unit. Raphael, skill fused, right? If we didn't have that, Veldora would have only done like 3.1 million, which is still really good. But the extra 40% temporary stun strike being added to everyone on this team minus Megumin is really good. Now, will it be good for the other World Legend units? Probably not, since they're defense focused. So, is it a skill fusion that's necessary for you to do? No, because Raphael is already the nuker. If you don't have Veldora, and you don't have any trouble killing the stage because you have all the buffs from this team and Raphael can still kill, the skill fusion is unnecessary. It's really nice, but it's unnecessary. But it is fun to have, and it does mean that, you know, your single target Valentine will hit harder. Your, as we saw, our Milim will hit harder because she never does 300k. And then you do also enable the other world units to do more damage. You know, Shuna, we can definitely test her out, maybe in a setting. Maybe? I mean, we'll try it out. Hold on. We can come back for that. Alright, we're going to use this team. We're going to use Veldora, because he's going to raise our skill cap and give us extra magic damage. We're going to use Soka, so we can guarantee our full hand of green orbs almost every time, hopefully. Dark Milim for the alt buff and the orb changing. Isis for the green buff and the blue orb changing. Raphael is here. We can stun these guys. Now there's 3 of them, so this isn't like a good strategy. But I just want to see how much Shuna does, because she also benefits from having the extra stun strike. And since Raphael can without having to have Lumi here, it does open up some possibilities. We just have to make sure that our Pierce isn't sealed, because that is kind of a deal, but also not important, because we're going for stun strike, and if the Pierce is sealed, the stun strike it's not affected by that. So, and then we'll use Shuna to give ourselves that wind buff and the stat swap. So, I mean, in theory, we should do a lot of damage to one enemy. It's not the way to beat this stage, but I did want to test it out. I'm not going to make it sit through all of it, so we'll just come back for the nuke turn when I happen to have it. Alright, well, it's quite unfortunate, but I think this is the best we're going to get, because we just don't have enough points to do anything. So, we are on turn 5. We're not going to survive another ult and then follow up from these guys, because they've got too much attack now. We dropped this down to EX3, by the way, and we're still taking this much damage on turn 5, which just goes to show how important and how good the current meta is. But we do have Shuna. She does have an EX ult. She does have the stat swap. She has the wind attack buff, and she has a 25% attack buff from Soka, because it's free. We don't have enough points to use the alt buff, the stun and the stun strike, and then the pierce and alt resistance down. So we're just going to have to go with the alt and the stun and stun strike. And we're just a couple points shy, unfortunately. But it's the best we're going to do. But we will have Veldora maxed out as well once we use one of those skills. So let's bring Shuna in for Soka. Alright. And then we'll bring Milim in for Isis. And we'll see how much damage we do here. So let's use the alt buff, and then we'll stun Dino, technically. I guess maybe we could have got away with it if we stun now. Well, we're kind of committed now, aren't we? Because we swapped everybody in, huh? Well, we'll see how much it does. So, alt buff, stun, and stun strike. Stun strike does last for 2 turns, but the stun is for 1. Alright, well, it is what it is. I don't think we were gonna live anyways, but, well. So, we're also lowered. Okay, maybe it's not a great thing then. Maybe we'll come back. Who knows? We'll launch this and we'll see how much extra damage that Pierce does, even though we are sealed. So, the Pierce doesn't matter, but the alt resistance down would matter. So, now Shuna is technically at 40% alt damage, plus the 50% wind attack, plus 25% attack, plus the 40% stun strike, plus 70% magic attack. So, I mean, we should do good damage. And her attack stat is 17,000. Alright, let's see how much these greens do with Shuna's last. So, 13, 53,000 is really good. And then Shuna's alt should probably kill Dino. Like, this should do probably like 400 or 500k, because it's an EX alt. 400k. Okay, 404. I mean, it's not bad. Dino is like the big problem here on this stage. And we would have done more. Like, we probably would have done about 500k with that alt resistance down. Let's see if we can get it. I lied. It didn't work. Perfect RNG put us right at the same spot at turn 5. With everybody almost dead, and not enough points because we're always guaranteed greens with Soka, right? So there's not I can't do more than that. So it is what it is. But overall, like Raphael, yeah, it's a fun skill fusion. It works for a few different units. It's definitely not game changing. There are very few actual skill fusions in this game that I would consider game changing, if really any. But it does add just a little bit extra value to Raphael. But again, like skill fusions are kind of just meh because they have to be level 100. Like Valentine and Milim have skill fusions. I can't do them though because they're not level 100, and I'm not going to shard them up because I hate Loomies, and Milim's is kind of just meh. So if you have the capability to do so and you want more damage out of your, your light 3.0 team and Raphael's 100, then sure, why not? Go ahead and skill fuse them. If not, you're not really missing that much. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, but that's it for me. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.